Hey, you guys. I've literally never done this before, and I watched some live videos, depending on who it is and what they're talking about, but not often. And I wasn't going to do this live because I'm super, I have to check everything 4 times before I send it. So I'll probably cut some things out of this when I go on a tangent. But I truly feel like during this season, and we're all kind of cooped up in our house with all of our family. And I now have 4 children who are currently playing Minecraft, Roblox, and Fortnite with friends on speakerphone. So it's literally like I have 7 kids in my house, including the baby, and a husband that's working in my bedroom, which is why I'm in my daughter's super messy room right now. So, life, you guys. So I woke up this morning and was having a hard time. As a lot of you know, I have bipolar 1 disorder, and which basically means I have really low lows, really high highs, and I'm on medication. I take things to help me not be anxious, to help me not be depressed. So basically, uppers and downers, and then a mood stabilizer to help me find a middle. And of course, between like having a baby and breastfeeding, my hormones decided to mess up right when all this happened. And so I had to go to a therapist and was kind of paranoid about touching things. And we pretty much tried to quarantine and just hang out with friends that were quarantining. Um, and we're trying to get my meds adjusted. So this is like the worst time. And I know other people have it bad too. This is for me like the worst time for this to happen. So when I wake up in the morning, I go through anxiety. Anything that happens, any comment from my husband that's meant innocently, any comment from a friend, any situation with kids, which happens almost every second of the day at this point because we're all in the same house and learning to have this new normal, which could last a long time. Um, it sends me into this anxiety, this fit of anxiety, and I'm having a really hard time coping with it. I have bipolar and I'm also an introvert. So being home isn't that big of a deal, but even being introverted, I might not like large social gatherings or even the grocery store. I don't like going to concerts. I don't like big crowds. That'll send me into a panic attack. But I have a few close friends, really close. And we've been video chatting. I'm super lucky to have them. But it's not the same. It's different than being sitting on a couch and watching a show together or being there to make eye contact and not have bad Wi-Fi that, makes it so their face freezes and you're talking to nothing for a little while. And um, so it's been a little difficult, and I'm having a hard time um, managing the anxiety in the mornings. I've tried meditation, I've tried reading, I've tried sleeping, I've tried I'm on a pretty heavy dosage of meds to sleep with, which makes to go to sleep at night, and it makes me super groggy until noon the next day. So I try to stay awake, and um, anyway, I guess I feel like there's a lot of us out there. There's a lot of us right now that had coping. We had kids at school. We were able to do stuff. We went to work, which was our way of socializing and getting out of our house and having those few hours of um, I don't want to say solidarity because you're with people, but kind of like to find your identity and to get away. And right now, I'm with people all day, and they're people that love me but don't understand what I go through and don't understand how their actions affect me. And we're all like that. It just feels heavier when you deal with this. And I guess I'm putting it out there that if you're dealing with it too, you're not alone. I still have really high highs right now and really low lows. And some days I know that when I get anxious, if I don't manage it with medication, or usually medication is what does it, it's chemical imbalance. And if I don't manage it, then I drop. And then I end up on a couch with a blanket over my head and curled up in a ball and just hoping that the world would go away. And I can't tell. And I don't know if it's the same for everybody. I'm sure it's different, but I can't tell reality. I can't, maybe my husband and I had a disagreement and now my marriage is over. There's no coming back from it. And then a few hours later, I'll say something and he'll be like, oh, well, I love you. And all of a sudden I'm super happy and the world is spinning again. And it's a really difficult place to be at a time like this when you are limited to how you cope and you can't know that your kids are going to go to school and you can just do what you need to do. And yeah, I have a baby, but he's still young enough that he naps, 3, 4 times a day. And I had that time to read a book, take a nap, play a video game, watch a show, or clean, whatever made me feel good. And now it's not like that. We're doing homeschool every day, only because it keeps me sane. The schedule keeps me sane. But anyway, you're not alone. There's a lot of us going through this right now, and I feel like I need to know I'm not alone. I need to know there's other people that wake up in the mornings and are just like, oh my God, it's another day of the same thing. And how am I going to do this? And we can just take it one step at a time. I'm just going to wash dishes. And then we'll see how I feel after that and see what I can do. And just make it. And this may honestly be our lives for months. We don't know. I hope not. I have a really fun trip planned with my family in May, and the idea of not going on it makes me really sad. But honestly, I don't see it happening. I don't know how it's going to happen, and it makes me sad. I don't live near my family. They're, in Georgia, and I'm in Seattle. So unlike many people, like my friends and family, they're mourning the loss of their family and trying to video chat and do stuff. And it doesn't really affect I can still Skype with mine and have relationship, but a lot of you don't have that, and a lot of you don't have your outlets. And again, you're not alone. And, if you have coping techniques that work for you and can share and give us ideas as to what we can do, I've shared mine. I keep a schedule and with flexibility if I can. Sometimes I take naps, I meditate. When you deal with anxiety, meditation is like one of the worst things because you can't breathe, your whole body's shaking. I'm sure we deal with it all the same different way, but it's like torture to have to sit there. And then your mind, I try to explain it to my husband, like, when your house is dirty and you just clean one room and you know that that's a room that no matter what happens, you can go to that room and find some peace because it's clean. It might be my bedroom. It might be my daughter's bedroom, which I'm in right now. It's super messy, so it doesn't help. And I said, it's like my brain has bedrooms and every room is trashed. There's nowhere I can go that brings me peace, that brings me comfort. And so meditating, you're supposed to empty your space in your brain and in your heart, and that does not happen with me. It's like, oh my God, I need this to be over. So I'm looking for tools. I'm looking for things that, help you and can help me. I do think Skyping or Zooming or whatever with friends and family is super beneficial, and I think I need to do it more to have somebody to talk to. Because, you guys, I cannot talk about Minecraft, Fortnite, or Roblox for another second in my life. I'm like, that's interesting. Please go away so I can breathe. I don't care. So, anyway, I don't know. I'm not close to all of you, but you're loved and you're going to be okay, and we'll make it through this.